Yes, in this video we are going to discuss about the basic terminologies of trees in data structures. Before discussing about the basic terminologies of trees in data structures, let's first consider about the genealogical chart that you know very well. If you are taking the genealogical chart, we will represent our family members in terms in the representation of chart. Here we are, genealogical chart can be classified into two types. One is a pedigree and next one is a lineal. How we are going to represent our family in terms of chart means we can take these two representations. For example, if you are taking the pedigree representations, you will be at the top level and your parents will be in the next level and your grandparents will be in the bottom level. So you just consider this three generation family tree in which you will be at the topmost level and your parents, father and mother will be in the second position, second level, and your grandparents will be in the bottom level. This type of representation is called a pedigree representation. And if you are taking the lineal representations, your grandparents, that means your ancestors, which will be in the top level, and you will be in the bottom level. For example, when you are looking into this family tree, your grandparents, that is grandmother, grandfather, is in the topmost level, and your parents is in the second level, and you are in the bottom level. So you can represent the same family either in terms of the pedigree representation or else in the lineal representation. Right? Now coming to the trees in data structures, in general, you know very well about the trees in nature. For example, if you are looking into the tree, a root will be at the bottom level and the branches will be at the top level. For example, when you are looking into this diagram, root is in the bottom level and the branches is in the top level. But when you are looking into the trees in data structures, a root will be at the topmost level and the branches which will be in the bottom level. When we are considering about the definition of a tree is a finite set of one or more nodes such that there is a specially designated node called the root. The remaining nodes are partitioned into n greater than or equal to 0 disjoint sets T1 up to Tn, where each of this set is a tree. T1 up to Tn are called the subtrees of the root. Now consider this diagram. This is a binary tree. Sorry, this is a tree. This one which will be called as a root node. The root which is present at the top level is called as a root. And you are having the several branches. For example, you are having BC and B is having the branches D, E, F and E is having one more branches H. If you are considering this one, for example, you can consider B as a root for the D, E and F, and E is having a branch H, and you can consider these things as a separate tree. And you may consider C and G as a separate tree, and you can consider E and H as a separate tree. So a single tree may have so many subtrees. So we may consider this as a subtree of this tree, right? So this subtree may be represented as a T1 and C and G may be considered as a T2 and EH may be considered as a T3 and so on. So a tree may So a tree can have more number of subtrees. And when we are looking into the terminologies of trees in data structures, as we said earlier, when you are taking the tree, definitely you will have a root. It is the topmost node. Apart from the root, you will have some set of nodes will be there, and these nodes which will be classified into two types. One is the terminal nodes, and next one is the non-terminal nodes. Terminal nodes, the term itself reveals the nodes which are all present at the bottommost level. That is a terminal node. For example, nodes that have degree 0 are called leaf or terminal nodes. Now looking into this diagram, in this diagram, B is having the branches, B is having the child D, E and F. But when you are looking into the node D, there is no other child for the node D. So this node D will be called as a leaf node since it's not all having any branches. But if you are taking the node E, E is having the child, so E will not be considered as a child node. But if you are taking the node F, there is no child for F. So we can say F is the terminal node. So when you are looking into this tree, the terminal nodes are D, H, F and G. And what are all the non-terminal nodes means? The nodes which are all having the degree which will be called as a non-terminal nodes. What do you mean by degree? For example, the degree of the node H is 0 because it's not all having any branches. But the degree of the node B is 3. And the degree of the node E is 1 since it's having only one child. And if you are taking the degree of the node C, it's 1 since the leaf node is child node is 1. So this is about the degree. And if you are taking the non-terminal nodes, you are you will have the degree. For example, the degree of the node B is 3 and the degree of the node E is 1 and the degree of the node C is 1. So such that we can define a non-terminal node is a node which is having the degree other than 0, right? And next one is the height or depth of the tree. Height or depth of the tree can be defined as the maximum level of any node in the tree. Now consider the height of this tree is for example, if you are going to reach the node D means you are having the two edges and the path from the node A to H is 1, 2, 3 and the path to the node F is 2 and the path to the node G is 2. So which one is having the maximum one? The path from A to H, it's having 3. So the height or depth of this tree is 3. And the degree that we have seen earlier itself. And next one is the forest. You know very well if you are looking into the forest, so many trees will be there. All so if you are having the many number of trees, then we will call it as a forest. In the same way, if you are having a set of n greater than or equal to 0 disjoint trees, then we can call that one as a forest. Yes. When you are talking about the levels of the tree means the root node is in the level 1 and this is in the level 2, level 3 and this is in the level 4. And when you are taking about the siblings, it's nothing but the B. For example, when you are taking the node A is having the two child B and C. So B and C are the siblings. And if you are considering the child of the node B, the child of the node B is D, E, and F. So D, E, F are the siblings. And these are all the edges, all the nodes which are all connected by means of edges. So this will be the parent node to this child node, and this will be considered as a subtree, and B and C are the siblings, and the nodes with a 0 degree is called as a terminal node, and the nodes without 0 degree which will be called as a non-terminal node, and one special node which will be called as a root node. That's all. Next we will discuss about the binary trees in the upcoming videos. Thank you.